Who doesn't like walking into a movie theater and catching your favorite movie? Or what about sitting back on that big comfy couch watching an episode of NBC's Third Watch? How about a fully stunt-loaded, action-packed martial arts film? You know what? You don't want to miss this. Keep it locked right here. Do what you got to do. Take the remote, throw it out the window. Do whatever you got to do to keep it right here.
This is a level, the show to level your way of thinking about life eternal. Another message, and you can test it. And set that it's going global. It's just a chance for you to see that there's more than what you see. There's new life abundantly. Yeah, it's the knowledge factory.
You know, Richard, I have 2 words that I'd like to say to you, and if you would just kindly come from your heart and talk about these 2 words or define them in your own way. One is passion, and the other one is vision.
Passion is just, again, doing what you love and what you believe you're really meant to be doing. There's a guy called Buckminster Fuller that wrote a book, called The Critical Path. And he basically made his life, he invented the geodesic dome. He was considered an absolute genius. And he explains that if you do in your life what you're really meant to be doing, and I believe in this sense, for me, it's martial arts, that first of all, the universe will take care of you, sometimes just in the nick of time. And as importantly, there'll be what he calls a 90-degree benefit to the universe by you doing what you do. And a quick example is a bee flies to the flower, and all the bee's really worried about is getting the nectar to take back to the hive. But 90 degrees below, his little legs are hanging down and he got all this sticky stuff over them, which is pollen, which is really of no interest to him. And off he goes to the next flower. And of course, we're getting cross-pollination and we're getting basically life. So there's a 90-degree benefit. And I think even if I look at martial arts, sure, for me personally, I want to get stronger and punch harder and faster. But the lessons that I can impart to people around me or students with the spirituality and the ethics and the morality of the arts is what I call a 90-degree benefit to my environment, to society. And that's what passion's all about for me. I think so many people are getting up every day of their lives doing something they don't like doing, they hate doing, they feel they have to do. Fuller used to say it's a matter of getting out of the struggle of making a living. It gets in the way of us being spiritually what we could be, what we want to be. Passion for me is all about that. And in vision, it's getting a balance. I love reading and listening to Eckhart Tolle, who wrote a book called The Power of Now. It's a matter, again, of what we're talking about, of being in the moment, of just enjoying what is happening right now, because this moment is the only thing that's real. Everything that happened is already past. Everything that you think is going to happen, it may and it may not. It's kind of a fictional story. Be in the moment, but balance it, of course, with a vision of where you want to be, how you want to live your life, things you want to achieve. So again, we're getting that little juggling match there. But again, have a vision that's very positive, in the way you live, with the way you conduct your life. And, that's kind of what those mean to me.
One last question, please, and I'm so thankful for this. What advice would you give anyone that would like to be in films or television?
Well, the advice would have to be from a martial arts point of view. I get so many martial artists when I teach seminars coming up to me and saying, oh, how do I get into movies? Or I want to be an action star. The best advice I could give is that when I started martial art movies, there was only a handful of us doing it. I produced a movie in 1994 called Under the Gun, or Iron Fist, and I knew that if I put 6 fights in there that I could sell it, and we did. It's a very different world today. Nowadays, it's about character, it's about performance, it's about dramatic skills. The fights are almost incidental to that. So the advice I give martial artists is if you spend 4 hours in the dojo or your school a day training, you need to spend an equivalent amount of time developing the craft or the art of acting. Otherwise, you'll always be thug number 4 or 5 that never gets to utter a line, you know?
Right.
I mean, they need you to know how to be on a set, the mechanics of being on a set, how camera works, and et cetera, and that's what it's about. I mean, these great actors don't become great by accident. They're kind of like us. Their passion is in the dramatic arts, ours is in the physical arts. So it has to be a combination of both if you're going to succeed in this industry these days.
Thank you so much. Can we do this again?
Absolutely, anytime.
A level that's true to level you're thinking about life eternal. A message and you can test it and accept that it's going global. It's a chance for you to see that there's more than what you see.
What are you looking at?